This is so exciting. I started social media about a month ago to try and live off my hobby. And recently, my content blew up for the first time. Now, if you already have thousands or millions of followers, these numbers might not look like much to you. But if you have just started a social media channel, you know it is not as easy as people think. When you're first starting out, getting one new like or one new follower is incredibly hard. If you're new to Instagram, you'll know the struggle. Your average view count probably gets stuck in that 40 to 500 range, and it was the exact same for me until one day suddenly one of my videos hit 1K views. Then a few days later another video went up to 4K views and brought in over 20 new followers from that single post. The algorithm kept pushing it, and I'm consistently getting new followers from that video even now. I noticed these two videos had something in common, something that made them stand out from my regular content. So I wanted to share this with you guys immediately to help you get out of that 200 view rabbit hole. Let me play the first video that gave me this signal, but quickly, for those of you new to my channel, I'm a self-employed hobbyist who decided to quit the corporate world to do what I like. I'm experimenting with monetizing my hobby, my passion, and I share this journey here so we can all figure out how to live a more meaningful life. Okay, here is the first video. This is my hobby account where I create content about aerial hammock yoga. Did you notice anything? If you chuckled even a little bit, then you found the first element that made this work: humor. People love laughing, but this isn't just a normal laugh. This laugh comes from subverting expectation. I start by showing a video of me performing powerfully and gracefully, but then bam! I found myself in a fluffy blanket, wearing my fluffy pajamas, eating a bag of chips. I was actually eating those chocolate-covered chips after practice one day, and I thought, how can I be so different before and after? I found the contrast quite funny, so I recreated it, and the audience loved it. It's the contrast, that twist stimulates the brain. So out of curiosity, I did some research. Apparently, our brains are constantly trying to predict the immediate future to save energy, and we create a mental model of what will happen next. But then when a twist occurs, it violates that prediction. In neuroscience, this is called a prediction error. As a reward for learning new information, the twist, your brain releases dopamine. We usually think of dopamine as a pleasure chemical, but in this case, it's actually a learning chemical. You feel a rush of alertness and engagement that physically wakes up our brain. This is why comedians are masters of the micro twist. But here is the key. If a twist gives a false alarm in a negative way, it creates stress. But if you use it for humor, it creates pleasure. This is known as the benign violation theory. Your brain realizes it was tricked, but that is safe. That safety valve turns the shock into a laugh. So when we blend humor with a well-timed twist, we create a powerful double effect. Pleasant dopamine boost that instantly engages the viewer. If you want to maximize even further, there's something called rule of three. First, set the pattern. Second, reinforce the pattern. Third, the twist. By reinforcing the pattern first, our audience becomes 100% certain they know what's coming, and that makes the twist land so much harder. That was the first element, but let me show you something even more powerful than humor. Let's watch the second one.
Remember that flickered, that faded away. You were the summer, I was that same old shit in me. Now you're gone.
Have you noticed the common thread between the first and the second videos? Yes, there is a twist here too, but theirs is something deeper. This video started with the premise, nobody cares about your video, but somebody actually did care about my video. Truth to be told, this was a remix, a feature on Instagram where you use a trending video as a template. So I had zero expectations when I posted this, but I posted it because the original video touched me deeply. I had 90 followers on my fresh Instagram account. I was trying to be consistent, but people would ask, so how many views do you have? I know you guys, my audience here, are just like me. You're starting fresh. You have that inner voice saying, nobody cares about your content. You post and silence, no views. But then one person likes it. Another person comments. And you feel like you could fly. You realize you could keep going just for that one person. This is why I remixed that video. It meant a lot to me. The next day, I woke up, 400 views, 10 likes. My phone kept beeping all day, 2K views, 3K views, hundreds of likes. People were commenting on how much they actually care about my work. It was mind-blowing. There was a very important element right here, relatability. It created a bond. My channel isn't perfect. I'm not a millionaire creator who has hacked the strategies in the system, but I am real. Especially when you're starting new, their success feels impossible to reach. It's like seeing a supermodel on a runway versus seeing your next door neighbors getting fit. You're far more motivated by the neighbor because you can see yourself in them. I have to tell you guys about the book I'm reading right now. It's a very well-known one called The 4-Hour Workweek. Initially, I was going to borrow it from the library, but it was so popular that I was stuck waiting for weeks. Then one day, I dropped by a bookstore and saw it there. I picked it up and read this line. I never enjoyed answering this cocktail question because it reflects an epidemic I was long part of. Job descriptions as self-descriptions. And I was like, I have to buy this. Why? Because I related to it so deeply. It felt as if the author was looking right into my heart. I don't know if you know, but there's a creator called POV Husband. There are a million fancy cooking channels with perfect editing. Why did it blow up? Realness. We saw his struggle, his financial stress, taking care of his pregnant wife. It wasn't scripted, it was unfiltered life. We bonded with him. When I made these videos, I didn't intend to use strategies. I was just expressing myself. But now I see how powerful these elements are. So if you're stuck, try this. Use humor and twists. Wake up your audience brain. Use realness and relatability. Share your true life story, even really the not so perfect version of yourself, and people will see themselves in you. I'm explaining relatedness as a strategy, but really it's just your story. A story is never refined. We know that the real side of a story has ups and downs. That's the real story. Thank you so much for hanging out today and learning this with me. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe and come along with me in this journey. Until the day our passions pay the bills, I'll catch you in the next one.